I welcome you to my channel. Subscribe and listen to my new stories every day. The campus hums with life, students drifting in and out of lecture halls, laughter mingling with the rustle of paper. I glance at my watch, the seconds ticking down to the moment I've been waiting for, my wife's 30-year anniversary as a lecturer. A milestone worth celebrating. I grip the small bouquet of flowers in my hand, a gesture meant to honor her dedication and success. Happy anniversary, Julia, I whisper to myself as I walk toward her office, the corridor bustling with the youthful energy of academia. Pushing the door open, I step inside, the warmth of the room enveloping me. The familiar scent of old books and coffee wafts through the air. But my heart stops. My vision narrows, and I feel a cold grip of disbelief clutch my throat. There she is, my wife, Julia, perched on her desk, her tailored blouse slightly rumpled. In front of her kneels a young man, his head buried between her thighs. My pulse quickens, rage and betrayal flooding my veins. Time seems to stretch, the moment elongating into an eternity as I process the scene before me. Julia. The name escapes my lips, a mixture of shock and fury. She freezes, her eyes widening in horror. The student jolts back, scrambling to his feet, his face a mask of guilt. Tom. I can explain. Julia stammers, her cheeks flushing with embarrassment. Explain. I scoff, my voice steady despite the storm brewing inside. What could possibly explain this? I step further into the room, my fists clenching at my sides. Julia's gaze shifts from me to the student, who is now awkwardly backing toward the door, panic etched on his face. I'm sorry, I didn't mean, he starts, but I cut him off with a sharp gesture. Out. Now. He doesn't need to be told twice, rushing past me and out the door, leaving us alone in this moment of shattered trust. Tom, please, Julia pleads, desperation lacing her voice. It was a mistake. A mistake. The words taste bitter on my tongue. You've been doing this for how long? 30 years of dedication to your career, and this is what you've reduced it to. I never meant for you to find out like this, she says, her voice cracking. It's complicated. Complicated? I echo, incredulous. You think that justifies what I saw? The lies, the deceit. She moves closer, reaching out to me. I love you, Tom. I do. This was a moment of weakness. Love? I let out a harsh laugh. You don't even know the meaning of the word. I thought I knew you. I thought you were someone I could trust. The air thickens with tension, her tears glistening in the dim light of the office. I'm sorry, she whispers, but I can see it in her eyes. She's not sorry for the act itself, but for getting caught. I turn away, the reality of our life crashing down around me. My mind races, plotting the revenge that will follow this betrayal. I won't let her walk away from this unscathed. She will feel the weight of her actions, and I will make sure of it. Tom, she calls softly, her voice trembling. What are you going to do? I meet her gaze, my expression hardened. You'll find out soon enough. The plan forms quickly, fueled by the betrayal that seethes within me. I imagine the fallout, divorce, public humiliation, her carefully crafted reputation in tatters. I want her to feel the same agony I'm feeling now. I'm done, Julia, I say, my voice low and steady. You've chosen your path, and I will choose mine. As I step out of the office, I feel a weight lift, replaced by a new sense of purpose. The campus continues its vibrant pulse around me, but inside, I am a storm ready to unleash. This isn't the end. It's just the beginning. And soon, she'll understand the true cost of betrayal. The drive home is a blur. The car's engine hums, but my mind races, replaying the scene over and over. Julia, my wife, the woman I trusted, reduced to a moment of weakness. I grip the steering wheel, knuckles white, as anger boils beneath the surface. I can't shake the image of her on that desk, the betrayal festering like an open wound. When I reach our house, the familiar sight feels foreign. The front yard is meticulously manicured, the flowers blooming with a deceptive beauty that mocks my pain. I slam the car door behind me, the sound echoing in the stillness. Inside, the silence is deafening. I scan the room, searching for any trace of her, but the house feels empty, haunted by the weight of unspoken words. I pick up my phone, fingers trembling as I navigate to Julia's contact. The urge to confront her again pulls at me, but instead, I focus on the plan brewing in my mind. I need to gather evidence, something concrete to back my impending storm. I pull open the drawer of my desk and pull out an old notebook. With each stroke of the pen, I detail everything, the betrayal, the affair, and the lies. It feels cathartic, each word a step toward my retribution. The following day, I head to the university, my heart pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. I need to talk to someone who can help me expose Julia's infidelity. I walk through the familiar halls, avoiding the stares of students who buzz around me, oblivious to the turmoil in my life. "Hey, Tom." I hear a voice call out. It's Mark, an old friend from the faculty. He waves me over, his friendly demeanor a stark contrast to the storm inside me. "Hey, Mark," I reply, forcing a smile. "Can we talk?" "Sure." "What's up?" he asks, leading me to a quieter corner of the campus cafe. I take a deep breath, gauging my words carefully. "I need your help. It's about Julia." His expression shifts, concern flickering in his eyes. "Is everything okay?" "Not even close." I lean in, lowering my voice. "I caught her cheating. With a student." Mark's eyes widen. "Wow. That's intense. Are you sure?" "I saw it with my own eyes," I say, my voice tight with anger. "I need to gather evidence. Something that can hold up if I decide to go public or file for divorce." Mark nods, the gravity of the situation sinking in. "You're going to confront her?" "Absolutely. But I want to make sure I have everything I need first. She's built a reputation here. I want to shatter that facade." "I can help," he offers, a spark of determination igniting in his gaze. "I know a few people in administration who might be able to dig into her records, find out if there have been any complaints, anything that could support your case." "Thanks, Mark," I reply, relief washing over me. "I appreciate it. I just need to keep this quiet for now. Julia can't suspect anything." "Don't worry," he assures me. "I'll keep it under wraps." We spend the next hour brainstorming strategies, the adrenaline of revenge fueling our discussion. I jot down every idea, every lead, feeling the tension begin to dissipate, replaced by a growing sense of control. As we wrap up, Mark claps me on the back. "You've got this, Tom. Just remember to take care of yourself in the process." "Thanks, I will." I force a smile, but inside, the darkness lingers, swirling like a storm cloud waiting to unleash. Once home, I dive into research, combing through online forums, university policies, and student rights. I need to build a case, a strategy that will dismantle everything Julia has worked for. Hours slip by, my laptop glowing in the dim light of the living room. Suddenly, my phone buzzes. It's a text from Mark. "Got a lead. Meet me tomorrow at the cafe. Bring everything you have." A shiver of excitement runs through me. This is it, the moment where I can start to turn the tables. I can almost feel Julia's world teetering on the edge, unaware of the storm I'm about to unleash. The next day, I arrive at the cafe early, the smell of coffee filling the air. My nerves pulse with anticipation. When Mark walks in, his expression is serious. "Okay, I spoke to a few colleagues. There have been whispers about Julia's close relationship with some students, he says, lowering his voice. But we need something more concrete. I think one of her former students might have information. Do you have a name? I ask, leaning forward. Yeah, her name's Sarah. She graduated last year but had some issues in class, said Julia was too friendly, crossed lines. Where can I find her? I have her contact info. I'll text it to you, Mark replies. Just be careful, Tom. This could blow up quickly. I can handle it, I assure him, a new determination sparking within me. As I leave the cafe, my mind races. I'm on the brink of something monumental, and with each step, the weight of betrayal fuels my resolve. Julia thinks she can get away with this, but she has no idea what's coming. I will expose her, and her life will unravel like the carefully woven fabric of lies she's spun. And in that moment, I know, this is only the beginning. The sun hangs low in the sky as I pull up to the small cafe where Mark told me to meet Sarah. My heart races, a mix of anticipation and dread churning in my stomach. This is the first piece of the puzzle that could unravel Julia's carefully constructed life. I step out of the car, the air thick with tension, and push through the door, the bell jingling overhead. The cafe is bustling, the scent of freshly brewed coffee mingling with baked goods. I scan the room, looking for Sarah. A young woman sits in the corner, her fingers tapping nervously on her phone. I recognize her from the social media profile Mark showed me. Taking a deep breath, I approach her table. Sarah? I ask, my voice steady. She looks up, eyes wide with recognition. You're Tom. Mark told me you might come. Her voice is cautious, tinged with uncertainty. Can we talk? I need to know what you know about Julia. Sure. She gestures to the empty seat across from her. But I want to be careful. I don't want any trouble. I sit down, leaning in. Trust me, I'm not here to cause trouble. I just want the truth. Julia's been unfaithful, and I need to know how deep this goes. Sarah's gaze drops to her hands, twisting nervously. I didn't want to believe it. She was a great professor, but there were rumors. She got too close to some students. Like how close? I press, my heart pounding. She hesitates, then meets my eyes. There was this one guy, a sophomore named Ethan. They were seen together a lot, after hours. I overheard some students talking about it. He wasn't the only one, either. It seemed like there were others. Others? My mind races with the implications. What do you mean? I don't know all the details, but it sounded like she would flirt with them, get too involved in their personal lives. It made a lot of us uncomfortable. Did anyone ever report her? I ask, frustration bubbling beneath the surface. No, she replies, shaking her head. We didn't want to rock the boat. She was well liked, and everyone respected her. I just thought, it was a phase, or something. A flicker of hope ignites within me. You said you had issues in her class? Yeah. I struggled with the coursework, and she kept offering me extra help. At first, I thought it was great, but then it felt weird. She started texting me late at night, asking how I was doing, if I needed anything. What kind of stuff did she say? Just personal things. It felt more like a friendship than a student-teacher relationship. It was confusing, Sarah admits, her voice shaking slightly. I need to find Ethan. If he can confirm this, it'll help my case, I say, determination solidifying within me. Do you have any way to reach him? She pulls out her phone and starts scrolling. I might have his number from a group project we did together. A moment later, she nods. Here it is. But be careful, okay? I don't want to get involved more than I already am. Thank you, Sarah. You've helped more than you know. I take a deep breath, the weight of my plan pressing down on me. As I leave the cafe, I dial Ethan's number. My hands tremble slightly as it rings. After a few seconds, a voice answers, sounding cautious. Hello. Is this Ethan? This is Tom, Julia's husband. Hi. His tone is defensive, wary. I need to talk to you about Julia. It's important. What about her? He asks, his curiosity piqued but still guarded. I heard you might have had a close relationship with her. Can we meet? There's a long pause, and I can almost hear the gears turning in his head. I don't know if that's a good idea, man. She's a great professor. She's been unfaithful to me, and I'm trying to get the truth, I say, my voice firm. If you have any information, it's in your best interest to come clean. Okay, fine. Where do you want to meet? I suggest a nearby park, a public space where he might feel more secure. When we hang up, I can feel the adrenaline coursing through me. Everything is falling into place. I arrive at the park a little early, pacing along the walking paths, my mind racing with thoughts of Julia. What would she say if she knew I was onto her? Would she try to manipulate the situation, just like she did with her students? The idea makes my blood boil. When Ethan arrives, he looks around nervously. He's younger than I expected, wearing a hoodie and jeans, trying to blend into the background. I wave him over. Thanks for meeting me, I say, trying to keep my tone neutral. Yeah, sure, he replies, glancing around. What's this about? Let's cut to the chase, I say, my voice low. I know about the rumors, about your relationship with Julia. He shifts uncomfortably, his eyes darting away. It's not what you think. Then tell me what it is, I press, locking eyes with him. Was she inappropriate? Look, she was just a good professor, he stammers. She helped me a lot, and yeah, we got close, but... Close how? I interrupt, frustration boiling over. Not like that. She was just supportive, okay? I struggled in her class, and she helped me with my assignments. That's it, he defends, his voice rising. Then why the whispers? Why were students talking about her? Ethan hesitates, glancing around as if searching for an escape. I heard things, yeah, but I didn't want to believe it. She always seemed professional with me. Did you see her with anyone else? I ask, feeling the tension in the air. He bites his lip, hesitating. Maybe. There was this other student, Alex. They were seen together a few times. But I didn't think anything of it then. My heart sinks. The pieces are falling into place, but I need more. Ethan, I need you to think hard. If you know anything that can help me expose her, it's crucial. I don't know if I should be involved in this, he mutters, shifting his weight. Listen, I say, my voice steady but firm. This isn't just about you and Julia. This is about accountability. She's misusing her position, and if you stay silent, you're complicit in that. Ethan's expression hardens, the weight of my words sinking in. Okay. I'll think about it. But I can't promise anything. I nod, frustration bubbling beneath the surface. Just know that if you have anything that can help, I'll be ready to listen. You can't let this slide. As he walks away, I feel a mix of anger and resolve. I'm closer to uncovering the truth, but I know I need to be careful. Julia has built her empire on deception, and now it's time to dismantle it piece by piece. I return home, my heart pounding with a mix of hope and anger. I'm on the precipice of a confrontation that will change everything. Julia may think she's safe, but soon enough, she'll realize the consequences of her betrayal. The storm is coming, and I won't stop until I've seen her world crumble. The days blur into a haze of tension and anticipation. I'm consumed by my plan, each step meticulously calculated. The more I uncover, the more I realize how deep Julia's betrayal runs. The whispers of her inappropriate relationships echo in my mind, fueling a fire that threatens to consume me. I'm done with half measures, I want her to feel the full weight of her actions. It's a rainy afternoon when I finally decide it's time to confront her. The storm outside mirrors the turmoil inside me as I prepare. I pull on a dark jacket, my heart pounding with adrenaline, and make my way to the university. I won't let Julia walk away unscathed. She needs to understand the consequences of her betrayal. I find her office door ajar, and the familiar scent of old books fills the air. I knock sharply before entering, the sound echoing in the quiet space. Julia looks up, her expression shifting from surprise to dread as she recognizes the look on my face. "Tom. What are you doing here?" she asks, her voice trembling. "Cut the small talk, Julia. We need to talk," I say, my tone icy. "What's this about?" She rises from her chair, crossing her arms defensively. "I know about Ethan and Alex. I know what you've been doing." My voice is low, but the anger behind it crackles in the air. Her eyes widen, disbelief etched across her features. "That's not what you think. I've explained. No more lies." I roar, stepping closer. "You've betrayed me, and now it's time for you to face the consequences." She backs away slightly, her composure cracking. "Tom, please. It was a mistake. I never wanted to hurt you." "Yet here we are," I retort, my anger boiling over. "I've spoken to your former students. They've all confirmed what's been going on behind closed doors. You've been using your position to manipulate and seduce." "Those are just rumors," she protests, but there's a tremor in her voice. "No, Julia. They're facts. And I'm done being the fool." I pull out my phone, scrolling to the video footage I've collected, clips of Julia flirting with students, texts revealing her unprofessional behavior. "I'm going to expose you. Your career, your reputation, it all ends today." Her expression shifts from shock to anger. "You wouldn't dare." "Try me," I hiss, watching her face drain of color. "You're going to ruin me over a moment of weakness," she challenges, her voice rising. "I thought you loved me." "Love?" I spit, the word feeling foreign on my tongue. "You threw that away the moment you chose betrayal over our marriage." Just then, the door swings open, and Ethan steps in, eyes darting between us. "What's going on?" "Perfect timing," I sneer. "Julia and I were just discussing her little affair. Care to join us?" Ethan pales, glancing at Julia, who is now visibly shaking. I didn't know you were here," he stammers. "You need to hear this, Ethan," I say, my voice dripping with contempt. "You thought she was just a great professor. She's been using you, playing you for her own sick games." "Tom, don't do this," Julia pleads, desperation in her eyes. "But I'm beyond mercy now." "No, you've made your choices. You'll face the consequences." I turn to Ethan, who stands frozen, the reality of the situation dawning on him. "You need to know what kind of person she really is," I say, my voice steady. "This isn't about being a good professor. This is about exploitation and manipulation." Julia looks between us, panic in her eyes. "Ethan, please. Was it worth it?" I ask, turning back to her. "The risk, the lies. You've betrayed me, and now you're losing everything." Ethan finally speaks, his voice barely above a whisper. "I didn't want to believe it, Julia. I thought you were different." A bitter laugh escapes me. "Different? She's just like every other person who betrays trust for a moment of pleasure. You're not special to her, you're just another name in her list of conquests." "I never meant to hurt anyone." Julia cries, her voice cracking. "No, but you did," I reply, my heart hardening. "And now you'll face the repercussions." Ethan turns to her, eyes filled with confusion and anger. I trusted you, Julia. I thought you cared. The room is charged with tension, the storm outside echoing the chaos within. Julia's facade crumbles as she realizes she's cornered. I can fix this. I can change. Just give me a chance. But I'm done listening. It's too late for that. You've ruined your life with your choices, and now you'll have to live with them. Ethan's gaze hardens, the betrayal sinking in. I want nothing to do with you anymore, he says, his voice steady. Ethan, please, Julia reaches out, desperation in her eyes. But he turns away, the finality of his decision slicing through the air. You've lost everything. I hope you realize what you've done. I watch as he walks out, the door slamming behind him. Julia sinks into her chair, her composure shattered, tears streaming down her face. This is what you wanted, I say, my voice low. You thought you could have it all without consequence. But now, look where you are. She looks up at me, vulnerability stark in her features. I never wanted this to happen. Maybe not, I admit. But you made your choices. You chose betrayal over love. You thought you could get away with it. As I turn to leave, a strange sense of calm washes over me. I've done what I set out to do. I won't let her manipulate me anymore. She's lost everything, and now it's time for me to reclaim my life. Tom, she calls, her voice barely a whisper. I'm sorry. I stop at the door, but I don't turn around. Sorry doesn't cut it, Julia. You've made your bed. Now lie in it. With that, I step out into the rain, letting the downpour wash away the remnants of my past. As the water soaks through my clothes, I feel lighter, liberated from the weight of betrayal. This is where our paths diverge. No more lies, no more deceit. I walk away, leaving her behind, ready to embrace a future free from the shadows of her betrayal. In that moment, I understand, sometimes, the most powerful revenge is simply moving on.